right, so we talked about kind of in our first time we got together that you struggle with getting off the tee into the fairway consistently. I think in part that might have to do with how you approach your shot on the tee box. We talked about with putting, aiming at a smaller target, and I think that's something that can transition into a long part of your game as well. I think it's really important out on the course, instead of just aiming, say, aiming fairway to the fairway, I'm going to hit that stripe on the right side of the fairway that's darker than all others, or I'm going to hit that tree branch on a tree behind the green, hit that, things of that nature. It's really small targets, so your margin of error is much less than it would be if you're aiming for the fairway. So if you miss your target, then mentally it's a lot easier on yourself. You're a lot easier on yourself because you're not that far off. You haven't completely taken yourself out of the hole.
I should do the same thing with the range.
You should do the same thing when you're in range. Always pick a target. And that's one thing. To have a good mental game, you've got to practice it. You can't just apply it on the course out of nowhere. You have to go through your routine every time on the range. Just step back, go through it, and then when you're on the course, it doesn't seem like you're doing anything different. When you're playing, it's not like you have a practice. It's like you practice, you play version of yourself. It's all one because you practice to play the same way consistently the whole time. Course management wise, sometimes maybe you don't need a driver, and when you've got those, when you've got the option to hit a shorter club, it's a short club. I mean, there's not any advantage to being 50 yards closer on a hole that's got a sloping green. You can't put any spin on it. Whereas when you can be 100 yards away, hit a full shot and spin on it. And we already talked about your chips. So on shorter courses, you said you struggled sometimes, so you're chipping and pitching, so now I think once you practice those different chips and being able to hit those different types of shots, then yeah, you go back to being able to hit drivers and attacking more. But for right now, I would stick with course management, small targets, and hitting more full clubs into greens. That way you'll be able to practice and play, because when we practice, we don't hit those 50-yard shots. We don't hit those 60-yard shots.